Hello. Sucro is finally back, and it's about time too. And this time, well, she's doing all right. But hello, welcome. It's been a while since I played Final Fantasy XIV on stream because I've been riddled with ailments or whatever. You know, the usual. But we were like near the end of the 7.1 MSQ, I believe. We had already seen the dungeon of it, so I doubt there's much left. And then there was like some epilogue stuff to do. I feel like the way I've set this up, there won't be that much to do in this stream, but maybe it'll take longer than I think. Maybe we'll find something else. Hopefully more Final Fantasy XIV can happen in the future. Hey, what the heck does bedighted mean? Adorned. Okay. I think this was mistranslated as like bedlight orbit in the original version of the soundtrack. Anyway, this is a boss fight theme, by the way, in Legend of Mana. But moving on from that, it's time for Final Fantasy XIV. Sucro, wake up, it's time for the video game to actually happen for once. Hello, Sucro. It's been a while since we've streamed, anyway. But yeah. So, like, it says the next main scenario quest is question marks, but it's just like talk to Kona or something. So we weren't quite at the end of 7.1, but we saw the dungeon. I had various adventures and other things occupying my brain between then and now. And for right now, I'm just going to play this as Paladin again. Featuring, I haven't used this sword before, but you know. Featuring a sword, as Paladin often does. I have a number of other jobs at 100 that I could elect to use instead at future moments, depending on what people are interested in me using, maybe, or whatever I feel like. But regardless, I guess we're just gonna go over here and talk to people. And see how it goes. This could be a shorter stream, or I could immediately go into 7.2, depending on how things go. But yeah, we were just like over here talking to people. I only sort of remember anything that's happened prior to this point in this story. But, you know, that's also usual for me. Oh right, I forgot about the NPCs that play the Dawn Trail motif on their instruments. Well, anyway. The warmth of family. I feel like we're near the end of the patch, but I don't think we saw the patch title. See, that's a very short summary that sort of skips over why we were in a Resident Evil horror dungeon with a scary rabbit in it. But, you know, I'll take it. Kona! How did it go? Also, Erenville got a new outfit at some point. That was to learn who Gulja's mom was. Right. I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetzo. They nourish the Hetzaro as they grow, and provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They are the equal of any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, Ronique are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale, they must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hetsaru would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. Right, there were also trains. Then it is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Ronique's once favored grazing grounds. As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Ronique, even the birds and field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Ceratoraptors, but they look to be passing through in a hurry. It's been ages since I've attempted to voice any of these characters also, but that's fine. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters. Earthquakes, landslides, and the like. Though the Hetsaru would surely put two and two together were the cause geological, I measured the area's ether to be certain. There was indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east moving across the plain, albeit slowly. Sucro think. Big animal? Or what do you think? The only ideas she has are ask someone else or large animal? I don't know, big creature? And a powerful one, like as not. A predator, given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. It couldn't be.
Big aminal.
That's true. Wait a second. Calico's mouth didn't move. That, then apply, then...
Voice check.
There we go. It couldn't be a Turuhetsu. Whatever that is. Turuhetsu? Ronique Reaver in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetso in the night is another evocative one. Ronique can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Toruhetsu. Their scales are as tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. A well-toothed carnivore with an unusually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. I can't tell you why this one is so far from home and its pack both. In any case, I believe the source of the Ronique's consternation is clear, as is our next move. We must drive this Reaver away, that they might return to their grazing lands in peace. Alright. Time to punch something with my sword. Never fear, we will make certain that the beast threatens you no more. I even forgot that that was the Dawn Trail quest jingle. Oh, we're just going into a fight now. A powerful creature behaving unusually. Left to its devices, it may well become a Tural Vidral. We must attend to it ere that happens. Those Ronique Reavers must have a hefty set of teeth, but I'm not worried. We've fought worse. Ah, a fortune. What could it be? Ah, a blessing for you.
Southerly winds bring sunny skies.
Great news for everyone. I mean, unless you don't like the sun. But it won't do for us to go running off in search of it without having made proper preparations. And if others returning from across the plain have spotted it, they may be able to inform us of its recent behavior and where it might be found. Your progress through the upcoming battle will be saved at certain points. Well, alright then. Also, Sucra's clothing has changed a lot since whenever she was here last. I don't remember what she was even wearing when I actually streamed most of 7.1, but she's very modern now. Gasp!
It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear.
Not
We
Ronek.
must get them to safety.
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Alrighty then. Very dramatic cattle herding action.
Make haste! We must protect the Ronek!
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
Hopefully the audio and everything is at a good level, by the way. I don't remember if I had the audio balance in the game adjusted at any point, because I tried like resetting a lot of my settings as part of trying to fix the game crashing a few times, so like the audio settings reverted to default.
There they are!
So maybe the music's a little loud or something.
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
I'll try lowering the music a little bit. It felt a little loud compared to like the voice and stuff.
That herd should be alright. Let's look for stragglers. The Ronek are to rally too. None shall be left behind.
Call the hunters, run!
There must be something up ahead. Come!
Oh no.
There!
These are no match for the likes of us.
In a panic was clearly an understatement.
Okay, now the sound effects feel very loud. That feels like it barely... Well... That's probably better.
All or nothing, then.
Oh, Kona's limit breaking the alligators. Of course. As you do. I don't know how he missed all the Ronek, but he's very good at what he does, I guess.
It seems that did the trick.
For the fodder, at least. But where's...
Oh, of course that wasn't it. I see.
Look there! We've got a big one coming!
The heck is that?
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Ronak Reaver, and no mistake.
And it has like an axe blade on its chin.
There! That one there!
Yeah, extremely Monster Hunter. Kona, look out! Kona, what do you think you're doing with your... I don't know what you expected, my dude. You did slow it down, though.
Even should it cost me my life. I will save the head soul!
Kona! Are you alright?
I guess he's fine. He'll need new glasses, though.
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear.
Is this extremely similar to, like,
Let's finish this
several Monster Hunter creatures in particular? Glavenus comes to mind a little bit, like, in terms of thematics to the design.
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer!
Hell yeah. Well, Suka's not a machinist right now, but still.
The vow of reason is not without resolve.
That's a good line.
Damn it! Not even a scratch!
Yeah, it is taking very small amounts of damage.
I need some time to think, will you? It must have a weakness, and find it.
He's doing analysis. He had to cancel his cast because
I need time.
I can't believe he had to move out of his ley lines.
Right. Go for the legs.
Always a good tactic. I'm still getting used to how to play the video game again. Oh, you're using the model of you're using the skeleton of the boss in Samal. With that like jumps at the slime. I recognize you. I recognize that tail swipe.
Now we just have to keep it pinned. You're thinking, Kona.
Yeah, I'm messing up this paladin rotation a lot, but that's fine.
A protective current of ether. But whence does it flow?
Can't believe Kona's hacking this dinosaur. The protective ether is there. Conducted by the scales. Now trace that back to the point of greatest density.
I've got it.
This is our best chance.
One well-placed piercing round to the chest. And
Oh heck, he's doing his PvP limit break now. Machinist doesn't get that normally.
You're done for.
Why does he get to use the sniper rifle from PvP in PvE, the cheater?
That's stem the flow of protective ether.
Oh hey, that refreshed all my cooldowns. Very cool.
Nothing's stopping us now.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a Monster Hunter Wilds wound.
Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me.
Also, Kona, why are you using Bioblaster on a single target? Maybe he is just using the PvP Machinist moveset. Because that would make that make sense. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, it's fine. Oh, that was a stack. Well, I feel like limit breaks will probably stay about how they are.
This This is going to hurt.
But maybe. I mostly remember how Paladin works. I just wasn't getting the rotation right.
We did it.
Whoops, whoops, whoops. Wrong button.
The Etzo, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehua Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats, but the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetzo.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty. The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again.
Interesting.
Still haven't forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now.
It says basis in real life. It did sound like something that would, you know, be in real life.
I had come as a
Somehow.
trader to the camp in Lozeni Hetta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
That makes sense.
Lozeni Hetta. That's where the Pelu Pelu trader found me as a babe. Please, can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran. As the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself. All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see, they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today.
According to the laws of storytelling, it was absolutely them. According to, like, you know, like, probability and logic and reason, maybe not. But, like, storytelling-wise, that's them. We gotta wrap up Kona's plot before we get to 7.4. I guess we did it in 7.1, now we can move along. Or something like that. But yeah, oh, that's the... Hey, that's... not... Did I get these backwards? There it is. Well, whatever. It's fine.
Thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family. Even after they were gone. And now that I am Dawn's servant, all of Tuliyola is my family.
I only just noticed some things in this scene, by the way. Like, I didn't notice that the male Mikote hold their hands in a very claw-like position by default. That's a fun detail. Like, the way they've got their joints arranged. Also, I feel like either they were maybe one of the many graphic update passes emphasized how expressive they can be, because like there was a lot of eyebrow movement that was more than I remember the game doing before in those cutscenes. I don't know. I don't think we know if Mikote have like retractable claws or not, but like maybe.
A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
I thought Wuklamat was about to start applauding the speech. Sukro holds her hands very, normal compared to the... Hello, welcome. I was just talking about how I only just noticed the way that, like, male Mikote hands are in a claw position by default. As you can see with Kona here. And, not so much for, like, Sukro or Wuklamat, but Kona and Hwato have that situation. Well, actually Hwato doesn't right now. Not really. Maybe it's just a large hand accessory in the way. But yes, hello, Sukro is back. I'm in the middle of whatever I was doing last time. We're like near the end of it. We fought a big dinosaur. We certainly got more than we bargained for when we set out to solve our railroad conundrum. I can't imagine how Kona must be feeling right now. That Reaver, you don't suppose it was the same one that... Well, I mean, as we've discussed, according to the laws of storytelling, Probability and logic suggest unlikely. Storytelling suggests, yeah, exactly the same one. To know that the Hetzo are safe is more than enough. Yet, would it be wrong to hope that in protecting them, we also avenged my parents? It is the least I owe to them after all this time. Sukuro, I thank you for standing by me, as Dawn's servant and as the oft imperfect man beneath that mantle. Now let us return our attentions to the matter we came here to address, shall we? We've removed the root cause of the Roneks straying from their favorite grazing, and obtained the tools to devise an additional precautionary measure, a silent whistle, as it were. The whistle must be capable of emitting pulses of ether strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks on instinct, yet not so strong as to drive them into a panic. If we can achieve this, it will be a far sight better than a traditional whistle, more effective and less stressful for the creatures themselves. Nod. Thumbs up! Let us return to Shalani Station and begin work on it, then. Walika and his crew will doubtless be relieved to finally have a solution. Also, we can hold on to this whistle technology in case it turns out to be relevant for, I don't know, like taming and directing a large variety of beasts for some sort of limited job, maybe. Just a thought. We can make a whole lot of like mini whistles attuned to different creatures. Perhaps we can learn how to attune a whistle to a creature by defeating them in combat with our other creatures that we have tamed, or some such. Or maybe I'm like reading too much into how this can be easily converted into a game system for a limited job that we don't have any information about yet. Other than that, it exists. I had to stand on the box for a second, sorry. A variety of artisans from across Tyrol have come to assist with the railroad. Video games, that's true. Hello, welcome. So I foresee no difficulty in creating the whistle that Kona proposed. I always carry a spare pair of spectacles or two, as it can be difficult to find replacements outside of the city. You wouldn't believe how many I went through during the Rite of Succession. Wait, are his glasses actually fixed already? Yes. That's kind of funny. This train will be ready in no time. You look pleased about something. Good news for the railroad, I take it? So the Ronek were avoiding a predator. Smart ones they are. And Falcona's not too bad himself, what with his whistle idea. Sit tight, we'll have this train on the tracks before you know it. Sit tight? Restrain your ADHD, yes or no? Well, I guess I have to. Sukuro is vibrating whenever she's not on camera in this cutscene. Just fidgeting.
We're ready to go.
Everybody applaud for a train, yay! Me when I see a train.
Whoa! She looks as good as new.
If I had time to do a proper job, could have really made her shine.
This guy's voice sounds really familiar. I know I've probably heard it before, but I feel like I've heard this voice actor somewhere else also.
Had
Doing-
to cobble together the exterior with spare parts. We refurbished the interior, though. Not that you can appreciate it from out here.
There's like a 90% chance that this guy is an Octopath Traveler too or something.
But as far as the Ronek are concerned, we've spared no effort.
It does look like a completely normal train, but we've
Ballast and
installed
ties, we've adjusted every bit of the track so she'll run quiet as a field mouse.
we've installed a number of extra features. Yeah, I mean, like, this guy did have a version in the first, but I don't remember him speaking. Did he have voice acting?
You and your crew have worked wonders. Our nation is in your debt.
Come now. If anything, credit's due to Tuliyola. It's thanks to the folk you recruited from every corner of the continent that we were able to get her up and running so quickly.
I'm not too familiar with Rivals of Ether, so that wouldn't be where I knew it from.
Besides, the ethereal whistle's the true marvel. And we wouldn't have that without the scales you brought us.
Oh yeah, he is Gar! Yeah, I can hear that. I can hear it. He's extremely... It's a very similar voice, but with like an accent added to it. I remember that now. Yeah.
However grateful you are, know that we're even more thankful.
This is just like Gar with an American drawl, which is pretty funny actually. Yay, everyone applaud for the train again. I mean for Kona, I guess.
Right. If we're done talking, let's put this train through our paces.
Nod. Oh, interesting. The Japanese voice acting is shared between this guy and the version of this guy on the first, but does that mean the English VA is not? Interesting if so. Yeah, train, woo!
There's a Ronek up ahead.
Now, to test our whistle.
He's Draven? Oh no. God. It has been a minute since I heard Draven League of Legends, but that's a voice that doesn't leave easily. Oh, that's why I'm having trouble. These foot pedals that I got at some point slide around so dang much that this one was sideways. I was like, why can't I push the button to smile?
On it. Just point it in the general direction and...
It's moving away.
I got these foot pedals to try to assist with hand pain as well, but I ended up finding other methods that actually assisted with my hand pain more personally. Like I actually found a bunch of wrist exercises and stuff that helped me a great deal. And now I just have the foot pedals as like an accessory that I need to figure out how to like actually make use of. Currently my my PNG tuber emotions are mapped to them, but with how fidgety I am and how slidey the foot panels are, it's actually rather difficult to express myself. This feels like a problem that would make a lot more sense in character if I had gone with being a robot instead of a ghost at any point. But that's fine. I can't find my
Wholly unperturbed.
internal joy selector switch. Actually, that would raise a lot of questions about how the robot was put together. If they had like internal switches to change their emotion rather than it being part of like programming or something. Many things to consider if you like to think about robots, perhaps. Anyway, yay, we did it. There's definitely at least one other timeline where I am a robot instead.
The rest of the herd.
A roaring success. In a quiet way, like.
Alright, now how do I bend the Final Fantasy XIV lore to explain how Sucro would also have that sort of accent? Even though she's from Lenosha.
Then with your permission, Vow of Reason, the Shaktaral Railroad is back in service.
Everyone is cheering for trains so many times in this cutscene. Some accents are just normal. That's probably true. Oh yeah. Maybe. Sufunk is a Turali immigrant. That could maybe make sense, except like I don't think Sucro would have this accent from genetics, because she like never met Sufunk. And I don't think accents are genetic. Because like, yeah, Sufunk is a deadbeat dad who is now literally a dead dad because he turned into Odin. It would have to be Subel. Actually, you know what? Like, did I ever put together? I don't think I've ever put together that her being named Subel and being a Southern Belle would be a funny bit. Because, like, of course, obviously. How did I never put that together? God, this is just what happens whenever I like write things or do anything adjacent and everything just sort of lines up anyway. It keeps happening, even though I haven't written anything in a long time, technically. Sucro Lore Live, that's right, that's what we're all here for. Which reminds me that I forgot to add a Sucro fact that I decided a while ago. I might have posted it on social media, but I forget. Where I think I arbitrarily decided that this... I had realized that I had never decided the specific type of farm that Sucro grew up on, and I decided arbitrarily after looking up Lenoshan crops that they probably had an orange orchard. It seemed fitting somehow. Now anyone will be able to come and go from the dome as they please. I can't wait to spread the word in Alexandria. Ah, an arbitrary decision. Hey, it's the Sucro card.
Better, anything is okay.
Good. Calico's almost ready to level up too. Sounds like you are well prepared in case you have to go to the monster world and have some sort of party. Or violent battles. You may fuse with a creature. Something like that could happen. I expect that with the Reaver gone, the Ronek will gradually return to their old habits, and we won't see so many approaching the tracks. It is good to see that the whistle will be effective in the meantime, however. With that, I believe our work here is done. The fine people of Jactoral Railing can take it from here. The folks that Valcona brought in to help rebuild the railroad have already returned home, but I hope we can give them a ride someday. For a while there, we were real worried that we'd never get the railroad running again. But now that the test drive was such a success, we can breathe easy and start hauling people to and from the dome. First Shalani, and then the continent. Watch out, Jacques Tural, here we come. I share the sentiment, but we got a mountain of work ahead of us to ensure smooth operations. Time to get back to it. Time to unlock the custom deliveries from my wife. Here I go. The efforts of all here today have not gone unnoticed. Once more, I thank you. I've been meaning to do those custom deliveries for a while, but I've stopped at the wrong point of this patch. As for our own work, I trust you can handle matters in Alexandria, Namachi. It won't be as I once envisioned, but perhaps someday we can take that train journey to Yasulani together. Crossroads, we're at the patch title. It didn't take that long. Maybe I will start 7.2. I don't know. We got some epilogues to go through. Well, it's possible that Shale's made some headway by now. And regardless, we should spread the word that the railroad's been restored to service. Shale? What do you have her working on? I don't remember. Gulja's mother. Just kidding, I totally remembered. I'd feel the same in his shoes. Have felt the same. Some questions are painful to leave unanswered. There's no cause to look at me like that. The Kafkiwa we met may have only been a simulacrum, but her memory was real. I needn't search for what she left behind, because she left it with me, and I will carry it always. Speaking of things you're carrying, is that a teeny tiny Kafkiwa? What? No! It is merely a token from Alexandria. Our friends in Oblivion would not take no for an answer, and I thought it was as good as a souvenir as any. Whatever you say. For what it's worth, I think it's a nice way to bring her with you on their travels. Smile, nod. I didn't think they'd draw attention to it, but I definitely noticed it before. Yes, well, you're off to the dome now, aren't you? I thought I might join you for a time, see if there's aught I can do for the people there. Much changed though it is, I still consider it my home. Of course, we can give you the full story on the way. I get the feeling that I'm going to want to continue immediately into 7.2. Like, I know vague details here and there about... I always forget about this creature. About things that have, like, happened. Or will happen, rather. But I'm not sure. Anyway, since there's a few more people here now, I can also mention I have a number of classes at 100. And I'm Paladin for, like, right this second. But I could switch to, like, Dancer or Viper or Summoner, because those are the ones I have geared up, as you can see. I don't know which job I should be. I know one random detail that I know. It was hinted at in here before that something became, I think, funnier or like worse in a way that was funny or better if I was a dancer, specifically. And I also know that there is something that changes in a cutscene depending on your role in like 7.3, but I don't know what that means exactly. And the assumption I put together from the fragments that I have seen is that whatever happens as a ranged physical DPS doesn't make sense if you're a dancer, because they're the outlier within the role. So I assume you do some kind of special attack where you like shoot a gun or a bow, or you like try to shoot a projectile, but if you have like a chakram, you just like fire an energy blast out of it or something. I don't know. This is me guessing entirely at this point. But if it's worth me being a dancer for 7.3 or 7.2 or any other thing, I might consider that. You must be exhausted. Shall I nip out for an energy tonic? Erinville is wearing his kafkiwa. That makes me happy. Oh, that's adorable. Gulujal just calling it his kafkiwa. I'll have to practice rotations and stuff somewhere either way. Glad you're back. We wouldn't want to keep Gulujal here waiting any longer than necessary. So Zaralja was conducting secret research in Yawayawata. I have some memories of the place from my childhood. Yawayawata. Looks like we arrived at a good time. Give me the scoop, Graha. But not of that ice cream that you like shoved into your mouth in a concerning fashion. Just like a regular scoop of information, please. A simple yet elegant solution. And thus is the railroad back in operation. Meanwhile, Shale is nearly finished processing the data. She will be able to share her findings with us imminently. I'm interrupting something, I gather. I honestly forgot Y'shtola was present anywhere near this location. Why, Y'shtola, what brings you here? I've seen enough of the gate in the Sky Deep Cenote for now, so I'm shifting my investigation to living memory. While there, I thought I would do well to have the company of an expert on electrope. Nod. I'd like to take a closer look at the place myself. I can join you once we've finished here. Nod. Lest you fear I've forgotten, once I've made headway with living memory, the key in your keeping shall be the next subject of my scrutiny. Shrug.
There was a mountain of data to sift through, much of it tantalizing, I admit.
Has Shale been voice acted before this cutscene? I feel like I was always guessing at what her voice could be, and she didn't have many lines.
But it will take time to fully decrypt everything that piques my interest, so to answer our immediate question, I've been concentrating my efforts on the audio saved by Teishulja herself.
I don't really remember this, but I don't remember most things, I suppose, so. Shale's cool,
I've not
though.
listened to it yet. I have a selection ready for playback. Would you like to hear it now?
Yes, please.
All right. Several audio files you may play and see.
You can't just say that in your cutscene. Final Fantasy XIV. You can't just say several will now play in sequence casually. That's definitely on purpose as a joke, right? Anyway, time to cry or whatever. Probably.
My name is Teishulja, and I decided to record this to help me put my thoughts in order, I suppose. Mother?
Now, this is a voice we've definitely not heard before.
Officially I was a Virgin with the Lance Guard. I was part of a contingent dispatched to Yasulani to hunt a Tural Vidral that was wreaking havoc. After our mission was complete, I elected to remain. It was the perfect opportunity to document the geographic distribution of medicinal herbs in this region. Or so I said when requesting special dispensation. In truth, I could not bear to return to Turyolal. I to aid Commander Zoralja in the right of succession, but he did not so much as look my way. I was never in contention, of course, one of the nameless many in his army. To go back and face that reality was too much for me, so I ran. And in my cowardice, I stumbled upon this path. A path that changed my life. When the dome appeared, I found myself trapped within, and reunited with my commander. How am I to speak of Commander Zoralja? I admired him. His incontestable strength, his unwavering focus. He was a man of great passions. I watched him, captivated by his intensity. From afar, I would not dare approach. And in watching, I came to know him. His eyes too sought the distance, but not as mine did. He yearned not for another, but something else, beyond the horizon. That gaze would never fall upon me. I knew. The experiment will soon proceed to its next phase, and when it does, as he promised, I will have my heart's desire. Today. It should have been today. A new beginning. What I have dreamed of for so long. I hold a future in my arms. If he could see him, embrace him, surely that would be enough. So full of hope I was. A foolish hope.
Its scales are blue.
He's your son.
No, I can't. I don't know how. How could I? How? To raise a child, be a father. I don't.
Huh.
I can't.
I don't know what I was expecting his reaction to be, but...
No. Get it away from me. Get that thing away from me!
I don't think I expected a full-on trauma response.
Papa was just
Oh.
surprised. That's all.
Jeez.
He'll come around. We'll be a happy family. Kaniloka shouting for me. The research hasn't been going well. But I can't let him take it out on my baby.
Wow.
Hush now, little one. I know just where to hide you.
That's all of them.
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
Yeah, maybe they should have checked that audio beforehand a little bit. Maybe.
We know some manner of accident happened at the facility after this was recorded. Perhaps your mother couldn't come back for you.
Hey, Gololcha.
I'm fine, Lamachi. Father and mother, they were both so lonely. If we could have been together, maybe they wouldn't have been. But sometimes things don't work out, no matter how hard you try.
Damn.
I can't tell if I'm happier now. But it's better to know, I think. Thank you, everyone.
Aww. There was a previous part in Final Fantasy XIV, like Shadowbringers especially, where I think I made statements about Final Fantasy XIV actually being about the crew adopting children, primarily, with like Reen and whatnot, and I see that trend is continuing. Sucro's family issues are kind of like abstract, but maybe a little bit adjacent to this, actually. Why leave such a record, you ask? I cannot be certain, but I believe Tashilja simply wanted someone to know how she felt, to understand. No matter how brave a face Golulja puts on, I expect it will take him time to come to terms with this. He is a strong one, though. You needn't worry so much. Tashilja left written records as well. I'll compile them for Golulja. Perhaps something in them will be of comfort. It's okay. I wanted to know more about my parents, and now I do. And I don't regret it. I have Lamachi and Kona and you, Sucro. I'm not lonely now. You may find it hard to believe, but until the right of succession, Zeralja was a good brother to me. Always. And I thought that Papa was the best father anyone could ask for. I don't want to think the time we spent together as a family was a lie. But by the same token, the bitterness my brother harbored was all too real. If the dome had not appeared, Tishalja's tale would have been very different. Yet whether or not she would have been happier, I cannot say. What a mess. You got that right, Geode. Everyone's favorite character, Geode. It's better to know. A profound response for one so young. I thought the same, honestly. Though I wish he didn't have to be. Golulja is indeed wise beyond his years. Yet one never outgrows the need for dependable companions. It is fortunate that he has you. Thank you, Shale. Because of you, I got to hear my mother's whole story. You heard it because you were brave enough to listen, Golulja. If you remember one thing, remember that. His little hop. Now then, having shared what I can at present, I'm ready to head to living memory when you are. I'm planning to be thorough, so we will need to stop for supplies on the way. That said, I promise we won't remain over long. I know we all have much and more to attend to. Whoops, I think I skipped a line of dialogue. For now, farewell. Okay, it wasn't that bad. This controller sometimes double pushes the button a little bit, but that's fine. Oh, we do have to speak to everyone's favorite character, Geode, actually. The twins have yet to return. I hope everything is all right. I don't remember where they are. With the railroad ready, I'd like to get some idea of how many returnees we can expect before heading back to Tuliolo. Is Shale going to be all right out there? The whole time she was working on the data, I never saw her take a break. Shale, no. Shale, take a nap. One wouldn't know to look at them, but Shale and Y'shtola are birds of a feather. An incorrigibly restless feather. Y'shtola, no, take a nap. I'll stick around for a while. Let me know if you need me. A word before you leave. Our network's already spreading word of the railroad. We expected people would be clamoring to get on the first train back. Yet the reaction's been the polar opposite. Scant few seem inclined to depart Alexandria anytime soon. Did you stop typing something partway through? What? When we spoke before, you said many from Tuliolo were eager to reunite with friends and family. Maybe they're concerned about getting through Vanguard. If so, we could take turns accompanying them. In any case, we need to speak with the people ourselves. Let's start at Lay Node 9. Nod. I'm as surprised as you are. Everyone was keen to pack their bags before, but now the journey's possible, they can't be bothered. Perhaps we will venture out a bit for ourselves. Now that the railroad's working again, it'll be much easier to visit Tuliolo. It would be nice to see Kona again as well. I've asked Geode to fill me in on all that's happened in the dome of late. If I hear anything of interest, I'll be sure to pass it on. The people were so nervous about remaining in Alexandria. I cannot help but wonder what prompted this sudden change of heart. I mean, I feel like with the situation going on in Alexandria, this makes a lot of sense. I thought that's about where you were going with that. But yeah. Yan. Is Lay Node 9... Oh, I guess it's right there. Y'shtola and Zero. I don't remember, well, this is just me not remembering things again, but I don't remember too many interactions between those two. There may still be people gathering in Praxis Park. Let's try there first.
People look uneasy. Did something happen?
Y'shtola can be in a polycule if she wants to. Hey, this ambient noise sure does remind me of the distant wails of the dead a little bit.
The Thunder Yards was one of the hunters slain by a beast.
It was a hunter, all right, and a veteran at that. But it was no fiend that did him in. Only a random bolt of lightning.
Ah, they're learning about how death is arbitrary. Sometimes. That's not good. What's more arbitrary than being killed by a random beast? A random bolt of lightning reminding you that everyone is mortal now. That's harsh.
Such a senseless way to die.
They say that he expended his last soul cells during Zoraljar's attack on the city.
Yeah, that's true too. Every day is Lightning Day.
Working man to meet such an unceremonious end. It feels wrong.
I'm busy being distracted by how most of the clothing in this cutscene is like armor for different roles, so you can identify technically what class each of these NPCs is. Except for, well, like 3 of them. Like the 3 in the center are all casters. The one on the far right and one on the far left, or near the far left, are both aiming. Except this is probably just normal clothing, so actually no, but still. Also, they might be mixing and matching a little bit more than that.
But we'll be fine, won't we? Even if the system no longer erases our memory of the departed, the regulators continue to function.
Well, about that.
I shan't go before my time. Growing old and passing peacefully with the help of the ushers is only natural.
Well, you may think so, but how are we to know?
That's why they don't want to leave.
Those who have gone. More may have met violent deaths than passed from old age, and we would be blissfully unaware.
None of them want to, like, take any risks now, probably.
It could happen to you, or me, to any of us.
Uh-oh.
Then what are we to do? Spend every waking moment thinking only of how we might die?
With time, I had hoped that they'd be able to adjust to their new situation. But it's only gotten worse.
Look! It's Queen Sphene!
What? Well, that doesn't make sense. I mean, I knew that Sphene wasn't gone. This is something I've known, sort of, but also, I don't know how they explain any of this.
What?
I know that Sphene exists, I don't know why or how or what this means.
Help, Queen Sphene! The grown-ups are really upset, and I don't know what to do!
I see that you are as kind-hearted as ever, Nico. Never fear. I'm here to set things aright.
The Final Fantasy IX music is still funny.
I don't understand. Sphene is gone. Forever. You there, Gossan. You were the Queen's aide, weren't you? What's the meaning of this?
We've invented a new Sphene as a
pardon, vow of resolve.
As a way to keep the people happy.
But
Maybe.
Her Majesty Queen Sphene is paying visit to her people, as is her wont.
What are you talking about? Sphene is dead. You officiated the funeral yourself. We all placed flowers to mourn her passing.
Brooklemont maybe be less loud about it, though.
A funeral? For Her Majesty?
Hmm.
What a curious jest. You know full well that ceremony was to commemorate those lives lost during the attack of Alexandria. Her Majesty walks among her people that she might support them in this most trying of times. Surely that is not cause for consternation.
The way this line delivery sounds very suspicious. You sound like you are mind controlled or like something. I mean, in a sense, you kind of are.
Your Majesty, won't you free us from these terrible memories of the departed? This is no way to live. Not for us, nor our children.
I wish that I could. Truly I do. But with living memories shut down, even I cannot restore the system that once afforded us that comfort. You needn't fret, however. I have prepared an alternate solution.
Introducing Solution 10. Oh yeah.
All of us shall be made endless.
What? But living memories shut down. You just said that.
I have created a new system that allows you to transplant your memories directly into an ethereal vessel. One not reliant upon soul cells.
Well, judging by the music, this is bad. But also, this seems concerning for other reasons. I'm beginning to put 2 and 2 together to how things might have happened, or might end up happening, based on the things that I know that I won't say.
This way, you need never again fear death. You may live as you please, and for as long as you like. Our stores of ether are, at present, not sufficient to provide this boon to everyone.
Random background cat girl seems concerned by this.
Regulators for the funeral ceremony, did you not? And there are still more we have yet to distribute.
Neo-regulators.
5,000 in all. One day soon, those with neo-regulators will be called to join the Endless, and thence be free of suffering forevermore.
So, okay. This Sphene is probably not Sphene. I don't know of any more specifics to this thought, but this Sphene is probably not Sphene, is what I'm thinking right now.
But only 5,000 of us?
How many people are in Solution 9?
The real Sphene would never be content to save only some of her people.
But yes, that. I agree.
Who are you?
Sphene 2.
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Yeah, really. That's a good way of putting it, the entire structure.
Let's return to the back room. I need to calm down, and then we'll talk.
Oh, now they're all overjoyed about it. Even the one who was worried a second ago. A fun part about this for me is that it kind of... Yes, glaring at me. Evil smirk. Yep. Of course. This feels like it's drawing more Final Fantasy IX parallels in an abstract sort of way. Because this reminds me of, like, Bron Ball, I think it's called. Like, the soulless village. The effect of having an entire, like, city turning against you in this eerie sort of way seems to just sort of thematically call that to mind. Not by any, like, concrete details, mind you. Anyway, these two are back. You saw Sphene with your own eyes then, so it wasn't someone else. We've heard about the Queen of Reason's proclamation. The rumors spread through the district like wildfire. Without the Meso terminal, how does she propose to create new Endless? We must contact Y'shtola as soon as possible. Queen Sphene has returned? How? Seriously, what was that? Sphene was erased. If she's back, then are the Endless? There's not a report yet, but we have all eyes and ears out in Everkeep and Heritage found. We only caught the proclamation from a distance, but I can tell you that the message about Neo-Regulators was received with utmost clarity. It couldn't have been Sphene. She should have been destroyed when the Meso terminal shut down. Without a single Alexandrian to bear witness. Presented with an identical figure claiming to be their beloved queen, 'tis no surprise that they would choose to believe she's alive. Other than the funeral part. What is troubling, however, is their denial that the funeral was held in her honor. It is as if their memories have been erased. Given that the members of Oblivion remain unaffected, that was likely the work of the Regulators. But by whose design? Someone smart enough to play it being the Queen of Reason. In that guise, even if some suspect deception, most of Alexandria will be on her side. Well, if this is anything like Final Fantasy IX, there's gonna be a guy named Garland who shows up. But we'll see. I have never heard of any person like that from the bits I've seen by accident, but you know, maybe. We need to find out who she really is. Nod. Group nod. Well, I agree wholeheartedly. We should avoid drawing more attention than we already have. We must be patient until Oblivion's network turns up a lead, or until our self-proclaimed queen makes her next move. Not. Oh boy, Materia 11. I think that's the end of 7.1, so I have some epilogues to go to. Meanwhile, in living memory, I say the end, but of course there's this form of epilogue. Well, that's not a good sign.
Where am I?
Well, there's actual Sphene. Probably. But also, like, why? Yep.
Are they safe? Why am I?
Why are you? Okay, good, they noticed. Crossroads! Yippee! What's up? Shale said she left this machine running to process more of the data from the field station. Is it done yet? The Lulja's voice has changed completely in 2 seconds. Though we have too little information to draw any useful conclusions as yet, I dare say the Queen of Reason's behavior henceforth will be illuminating. Neo-Regulators. I heard the idea came from the citizenry, but something doesn't sit right. We'll look into this. Well, this is gonna start 7.2, like, probably. So, it's time to go somewhere else for a second. Let me see. I need to go to Old Charlian. I guess we're doing the Pandaemonium epilogue first. Since we've only spent an hour and a half, and I don't imagine that these epilogues will take too long. There it is. I believe this is the correct one. Yep. Maybe we will start 7.2 MSQ today. Oh, you must be Sucro. Why, you look exactly as Professor Claudian described. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I'm the professor's new assistant, you see. His stories of your foray into Pandaemonium have been an endless well of knowledge and entertainment. And Calico will be pet. Which means also that it's time for her to level up. Alright. Are you all ready? Are you excited for this? What will happen?
That's what it takes to be infinite.
The reinforced treasure hunter of neutrality. Oh, a move growth? Whoa! Hey! Wait a second, that's like a 2% chance. As is accurate to Thracia. I can't believe Calico got a movement growth already. What a good cat. Congratulations, Calico. Hold on.
2% means 100% meow.
That might be true. Wow. What a cool cat. It's blue now. That's the same blue as your experience window even. In fact, there's a small matter that has arisen with regard to the facility that he wishes to discuss with you, thus my seeking you out. He asks that you stop by Aporia at your earliest convenience. Now, do I remember anything that happened in Pandaemonium enough for this to matter? I will also note, for the record, that I have in my notes that this will take apparently like 5 minutes. According to one Lazodiac in the chat. So if this takes longer than 5 minutes, you know who to point a finger at. Not that it would matter too much, but it would be funny. Sucro, you're ever a sight for sore eyes. I trust you've been well since we spoke? Nod. Good, good. Now, as much as I'd like to reminisce, it will serve us both better if I cut to the quick. I asked you here to discuss a matter concerning Erchthonios, who I'm sure you remember. I don't. Questioning head tilt. I certainly do, for his memories reside within me still. Every so often, my mind's eye glimpses the grim spectacle of the final days, though there are also visions of a simpler time. In one, I saw a warder under siege by colleagues. They demanded to know why a tiny Erchthonios was running amok in the halls of Pandaemonium. I sort of remember him. Upon hearing that the mammoth was created out of profound admiration, my past self gave only a rueful smile. Then Themis would have been a far superior choice of subject. Alas, I suppose you've never seen the man. An inadvertently revealing deflection, we believe. As Themis' duties as emissary kept him away from Pandaemonium, Erchthonios doubtless grew to miss his dear friend. And we know what Themis looked like, so we thought, why not make a mammoth here and send it as a gift? We employed a local artisan to take care of the first step. The resulting work is masterful indeed. Since you're the only one among us who can return to Pandaemonium, might I ask you to deliver this to Erchthonios? Don't you think he'd want a doll that looks like me too? What about a wind-up Sucro? Can I commission you? How much will it cost? Sucro wants to commission a tiny Sucro. The discretionary portion of our funding only extends so far, alas, though he very well might. As I've recalled more of his memories, I've noticed that he seldom expressed his own desires. Perhaps it was an unspoken rule in the society of the ancients. Nonetheless, I would very much like to do something for him. A small kindness is the least we owe him. Nod. I imagine you can still reach Pandaemonium from the Naeus in Elpis. Once there, the keywords will surely assist you in tracking him down. I wonder if it would be theoretically possible for them to make a wind-up player character minion that, like, copied your gear somehow. They just, like, I don't know, use a Lalafell model as a base, make it real small, and then, like, change the face and, like, copy the, I don't know. Probably not practical. There's probably some tangle in the... Probably some sort of tangle in the code about this. Sucro inadvertently blows the minds of everyone in Elpis by traveling back in time and deploying Fall Guys memorabilia in front of them. This is what our distant ancestors will do. They will invent Fall Guys. The Fall Men. Yeah, maybe. Ah, yes, the Falling Men. It's weird to just be in Pandaemonium still. Hey, what's up? You returned to us so soon, Sucro. Not as a miss, I hope. And this gift is for Ericthonios, you say? A man much in demand of late. People expect great things of him now, greater than he's prepared for, by his estimation. Thus is he at this very moment studying at the words of La Habrea. Under his father's tutelage, he hopes to gain further mastery over the creations here, that he might one day become Keyword himself. Although Master La Habrea's harsh methods have more than once driven him to the verge of surrender, his determination to prove himself always drags him back in from the brink. Yeah, that sounds like him. Sucro's eyes are really shiny now. I've just noticed this. Indeed, and while I'm certain he would enjoy seeing you, I wonder if he'd rather the reunion occur after he's come into his own. That said, I understand why you'd wish to be there when he sees your little Themis simulacrum. Would that I could witness his reaction myself. Keyword Hegemon, we've received word from Ericthonios. He says he'll soon be returning. His message is well received. Yes, I see in this a tidy solution. When he arrives, can you tell him to attend me here? Say that there's something I would show him. Nod. I want you to choose a suitably dark place from which to eavesdrop on our conversation. When the moment is right, send the poppet this way. Thus, shall we both be privy to his reaction, even as you remain undetected? While such subterfuge would usually fall outside my duties as Keyword, rest assured I am happy to help. Ah, a funny prank. Understandable. I see that Master La Habrea has not softened. You've done well to endure his methods. Sometimes I feel he's become even more difficult. Were I not recently made privy to his true nature, I would have abandoned hope within moments. Such is his way of nurturing your talents, I suppose. Nod. I know, he still aggravates me, but I've come to see that even our quarrels are a means to know him better. As a father and one of the 14 both. Ah, yes. I called you here because I had something to show you. Themis? Why are you so small? Another poppet, I see. But who managed to render such a striking likeness? They asked me not to divulge their identity. I can say only that they have your best interests at heart. How curious, and to think that such a gift would arrive so soon after I met with the man himself. Gasp! I happened to run into him at the words of La Habrea. It was my first time speaking with him in his capacity as Elidipus, but he was as friendly as ever. Dang it. I keep skipping dialogue. No, I didn't actually. He told me of yet more beleged plants from the words of Halmarut, which had escaped and taken root in a region designated for low-growth creations, making proper assessment quite impossible. Themis was called upon to judge whether to switch testing grounds for convenience or uproot the unwelcome creations. So soon after returning from Pandaemonium, he said he finds such minor squabbles a welcome change. And of course, we spoke of Sucro. Naturally. Perhaps we can ask your admirer to make a likeness of her as well. As much as I would like that, I don't believe it would suit her. Unlike Themis and I, Sucro isn't bound to her own small domain. I think she rather belongs to the entire star. To keep her, or even an imitation, confined here would feel wrong. Aw. Sucro and Themis are both dear friends, and I need no tangible proof to be certain of our bond. Though I admit that it will be nice to have a reminder of at least one of them around. I'm glad to hear it. Now, I believe you have duties to return to. If you wouldn't mind fetching those reports from Peripetaya on the new creation sent from Elpis. Gladly, keyword Hegemon. And little Themis here will come with me. Look at the tiny Themis go. This really is just a short little cute moment. That turned out well, wouldn't you say? Ericthonius has a new companion, and you were able to witness his joy at meeting him. Each and every warder here owes you a great debt. I hope that charming charade helped to repay mine in some small way. I must attend to my own work, but I wish you all the best. Whether or not we meet again, fare thee well, Sucro. Quick, get out of there before the scary Pandaemonium leitmotif goes anywhere. It's too scary. There you are, Sucro. Judging by the grin on your face, I trust the Mammoth is safely in Ericthonius' hands. I knew we could count on you. May that doll provide him some small reprieve from the stresses of his station. Speaking of which, I knew you had to pull yourself from your own adventures to take care of this little errand, so I don't intend to let you go unrewarded. That's why we commissioned 2 Mehmets from the start. I dare say Themis will be delighted to travel a whole new era by your side. Alright, that really was actually very short. But, like, more than 5 minutes. If I need to be particular about it. This is Ultimates that I never unlocked. Or Extremes, I guess, probably. Savage. One of those things. And now we need to go to the taco zone. Which is somewhere around here. I wonder if the next hub city will have as bombastic of a theme to like surprise you with. We're just going to ignore a certain somebody who's over here for a while. Sorry. Wait. This is the wrong taco place, I think. Is it this? Over here? Picking up the torch. But why would I need to do that? I've got it right here. This thing is worth $2 million, and by that I mean gil. But I just, like, have it. Wait, what the heck is this? One last hurrah. I'm not aware of what this quest is. Oh, that's the crescent? Yeah, that makes sense. That'll be on the list of to-do things somewhere, probably. I don't know when. Guess I'll stick to Paladin for this. Hey, what's up? Time for buffoonery. Probably. Sucro, so good to see you. I was hoping you would pay us a visit. The Landsguard received word from the various nations you visited in your search for the treasures and requested that we inform you of the latest tidings. They also send their earnest gratitude for your efforts. It seems each of the 5 criminals has been brought into custody, although some had to be tracked down after you trounced them. They now await the judgment of the governments they wronged. Yay. I thought all was well until I overheard some customers saying that the Passage of the Unbound had new leaders. No! The shop was so busy that I couldn't find a chance to speak with them before they left, but I felt compelled to report what I heard to the Landsguard. We never dealt with all of them. It was a sobering reminder that as long as their leader Apyahi is free, she can rebuild and scheme again. We didn't defeat the Master Clown. You must have learned about the organization's workings during your search. Do you remember anything that might help us find out what she's up to? Everyone was selected from different reasons, or from regions. She orchestrated everything for some greater purpose. Their funds were coming from Verazan. Or honestly, it was all a haze. I mean, that last one's a little bit true, but they were trying to do something. I see Apyahi didn't care if her leaders could keep secrets. Considering what we knew of her, I doubt she was as good a judge of character in that respect. But even the fool can do harm with enough coin. We do best not to underestimate her. The Landsguard also managed to dig up information. One of those apprehended said the Passage of the Unbound received their funds from a shady mercantile outfit located in Ul'dah. Dang it, it's always the rich people in Ul'dah, isn't it? I have an idea. If Yapyahi really is recruiting new members, we could feign interest in her cause to get close to her. You might be onto something. We even know a woman she's never had the pleasure of meeting, Sucro. But surely she would know that Sucro beat up her minions, right? I know we're asking a lot from you, but any information you extract from the Yapyahi and her new cohorts could prevent further incidents. What do you say? I can do that. We're very grateful. A small warning, however. We know 5 treasures were stolen, but there could be more. Whatever you do, don't treat Yapyahi like... I suggest finding out what power she has at her disposal and what her goals are before making her move. Which reminds me, those you aided are most eager to see Yapyahi apprehended. We'll tell them you're hot on our tail. For now, why don't you travel to Ul'dah and ask around? Perhaps our quarry has already tried to recruit the disillusioned into her ranks. Also, Sucro has changed her outfit at least 3 times since this. And like 6 times during it. Maybe not 6, maybe like 5. 4. I used a different outfit for every role in the role quests. This is all part of Sucro's elaborate disguise that she didn't know she would need. I don't think Sucro would be very good at...
3, 2, 1, lift off. Whoosh swoosh, I'm a rocket ship.
Thank you. Calico could probably lift off if she wanted to. Shifty-eyed blokes? More shifty than usual, you mean? Well, it just so happens a strange man tried to strike up a conversation with me not too long ago. Said he liked how eagerly I gave those bastards in the brass blades a piece of my mind. He invited me to a gathering of people who sought true freedom, as he put it. I didn't like the smell of it, hence you find me here. Villains who wish to topple the nations of the world? I'm afraid I haven't heard of such a group, but there are no shortage of complaints about the Sultanate. Most common are gripes about market fees. Hear the merchants tell it, every one of them's a single bad bargain away from an empty coin purse. Can't say they'd go so far as treason, though. What about you, perturbed woman? I don't know the name Yapyahi, but I do know of a strange man. Each day he stands aloof, staring at passerby with these dead eyes. Last I saw him, he was near the market board. Makes my stomach churn to imagine he might still be there. It seems a suspicious man has been recruiting disgruntled citizens for unknown purposes. Perhaps you can get his attention by showing how angry you are near the market boards. Well, if you insist, I suppose. I'm disgruntled about the state of the world. That's what Sucro says about to do this, probably. I mean, yeah, mood, that's true. You there, mind letting me bend your ear? Yeah, a little bit of a Waluigi. I sense in you a kindred spirit, one who's tired of being trampled on by the high and mighty. I think there's a place for you in our organization, the Passage of the Unbound. You might have heard tell of mysterious artifacts being used to incite unrest across the world. That was our doing. The oppressed finally striking back at the oppressors to win back the freedom they took from us. But we need to aim even higher, and for that we need more good men and women to lead us. Women like you. Do I get my own artifact? I like your gusto. Mayhap you have what it takes. Mayhap you don't. Either way, you'll have to pass the audition first. You want a seat at the table? Prove you're worth our while. Sucro villain moments. One of our own is standing by at the Gold Court. Show him this handbill and he'll lead you where you need to go. Thinking about Beastmaster again? They're a little bit of a morpher thing. Oh, it's not that far away. What do you want? A handbill written in a simple font which reads, "Are you frustrated with your lot in life? Tired of feeling the boot ever on your neck? Then join us and win back your freedom. We invite both seasoned villains and fledgling reprobates to attend our audition." So you wish to lead others upon the passage, eh? You're welcome to try. But fair warning, this may be the hardest trial you've ever had to endure. Are your loins properly girded? Yeah, sure, I guess. That enthusiasm will take you far. Now then, follow me. I guess I'm enthusiastic. Why not? The audition will be held in this room. Even those with the blackest hearts have balked at what we have put our potential leaders through, so I'll be listening to your progress with great interest. Are they going to make me kick a puppy? Enter. Can you hear it? The cry of a child too young to know fear. Can you see it? A black bird in flight, its wings staining the azure skies. Can you feel it? The shape of the world as it should be, molded by hands free of fetters. They have a portrait of her in the back. Sorry, I didn't even catch what you just said. The passage to a new morrow lies before you, the passage of the unbound. Ahem, and with that, let us begin the audition for our new round of leaders. May the selection committee please take their seats. Also, so the, like, Byaku's in the back? Okay. You look disappointed somehow. I understand. You expected to meet our founder. My apologies, but you'll need to prove yourself ere you're granted such an audience. Now tell us your name. Say your true name is clearly not the correct idea for infiltrating an organization. I'll never tell you my name. I'm too dang mysterious. Well done! The passage of the unbound works in the shadows, and our true names must remain hidden until the revelation can have the most dramatic impact. On to the next question. Why do you wish to join us? I want to change the world. I was impressed by your previous leaders, or my friend joined up, so I thought, why not? I wish there was refuse to answer for every one of these and it was correct somehow. I want to change the world. Her dramatic gesturing. If you truly desired that, you would have done something noteworthy by now. We would be ill-advised to recommend a novice for a position of leadership. Enough about your ambitions. What can you do? I can take on anyone or anything in a fight. No one can craft. I'm a devil and This is false, first of all, but it's also very funny that it's an option. I can beat up basically anyone. Anyone can fight. You do know we're trying to topple nations here, don't you? We don't need someone with muscles. We need someone who can grasp the reins of leadership and lead us to victory. That's enough questions for now, methinks. Let's see if this one has the guts to stand against an entire nation. This traitorous cur sold us out to our enemies. Chop off his head for us, will you? Oh. What, with a knife? That's not particularly practical. No, what's wrong? Having second thoughts? Nope. So you saw through our little ruse. How insightful. You played the traitor most convincingly, my boy, and now you may leave. I also figured that something like that was happening. You can't chop someone's head off easily with a knife, though. Let's see. Oh yes, your final task. Strike a pose that captures your essence. Go! Capture your beauty or strength or do a little dance. Do a little dance! Come on, Sucro. Her little dance is too powerful. Oh my, such confidence, such grace. They quite literally emanate from you. Smirk. I believe we're ready to make our decision. You truly are singular among the other applicants. We can confidently say you've passed the first audition. I mean, the cut this guy's head off bit, it didn't feel as Like, since it's a continuous scene, it felt like it was there for a reason and in place more, instead of like how all the different role quests felt very different from each other in terms of tone. It kind of worked. Also, it was also a goof. I don't know what happens if you say sure, why not to that though. Probably they stop you. Even hard-boiled Schulterfight nearly cracked under the pressure of our inquiries, but you remained composed throughout. Congratulations on your impressive feat. Nod. The most reluctant nod. Our agent awaits without to guide you on the next step. If you feel you've pulled the wool over our eyes, good. That just shows your capacity for villainy. Be proud of it. I can see in your eyes that you've been through more than I can imagine. Hold on to your anger and use it to bring the tyrannical rulers down to earth. Quite the selection of candidates this time, eh? Yeah, whatever. Enjoy your 5,000 meat or whatever you're doing over there. Oh, right. At least 3 of those so far. You thought we'd welcome you into the fold after a single audition? I'll have you know that our standards are higher than that. By the way, if you'd failed back there, I'd be guiding you to combat training right now. You'd never have too much fodder for the cause, after all. Not many have been where you're going. But don't celebrate just yet. The hardest part is still to come. You must endure one final test, and seeing as how important it is, our founder will be conducting it herself. She was here a moment ago, but something impelled her to leave for the Sagoli Desert. Always she has followed the slightest whim. Show some initiative and find her among those massive dunes. Don't be intimidated. If you're truly meant to lead us, fate arranged this meeting long ago. I don't know why she went to the Sagoli Desert, but such is the way with her. If you're to undertake the test, you must seek her out. Great. Someplace I can absolutely destroy her without anyone else noticing. The dunes in the middle of a vast desert. Go, sword horse. Or she'll ambush me. You know, that also could happen. She has a tiny mushroom with her. What shenanigans is she up to? Ah, worm control. Stop! Shake! Spin! Now this is Beastmaster. Now come. The little pitter-patters of its skittering. Good boy, good boy. It works as well as I remembered. No beast is too great for the artifact's influence. It'd be really funny if Beast Mastery requires you to complete the role quest line. What are you doing here? Do you fancy strolls amongst nondescript sand dunes? I don't remember what voice I gave this lady like 5 million years ago. Or is this not a chance encounter? Is that so? My underlings see potential in you. Ah. Well then, let us proceed straight to introductions. Remember my name! The architect of the passage, Apyahi! And there's the pose. She's just gonna sit here for a while. If I don't press anything, she just stands like this. I wish a tumbleweed would like pass by. If you wish to be one of my chosen leaders, there is but one requirement: boundless charisma. Extraordinary strength and unparalleled intellect mean nothing if you lack charm. No one will follow a bore. Yet when spoken with the right tenor, even wicked words can resonate with small folk and rouse them to action. They'll gladly throw themselves into the thick of battle for a cause they believe in. Our cause. I did well in forming my first cadre of leaders. Their absolute devotion to indulging their own desires moved even me to tears. For all their faults, I still wholeheartedly believe they were worthy of wielding the artifacts. Make me believe the same about you, and I shall gladly take you under my wing. Well, I don't say much. Just kind of nod. Mostly. Well, now's your chance to impress me. Tell me, what do you wish to gain by overthrowing the nations of the world? Power, fame, wealth, ... Listen well, many a dream has died in silence. If you wish to see your desires realized, you must be bold in expressing them. As for me, I only want one thing: freedom! My village prospered amid nature unrestrained, while those in it were bound by the rules of society. Our roles were determined at birth. Some would hunt, some would weave, but none were allowed to follow their hearts. This is the same question they ask when you're made to join a company? That sounds familiar, yeah. Obedience meant a life without hardship, yes, but I couldn't suffer the tasks I was burdened with. So in defiance of those stifling customs, I went into the forest to hunt and returned to my village with a prey mightier than any that had been caught before. For this, I was rewarded with exile. Yet my banishment was a blessing in disguise, for it helped me realize I could survive, I could thrive, unbound by rules. I also understood that many like-minded souls yet suffered under the subjugation of state. I resolved to become an example they could follow, to build the passage that would guide them to freedom. But enough about myself. There's something I wish to see. Follow me, but be wary of the beasts that infest these sands. All the beasts here are like 70 levels below me. It's cool. Okay, 68. Still cool, though. As I said, beasts abound in these parts. I could kill them myself, but this presents an opportunity. Let us commence the practical exam. Defeat these creatures by whatever means are at your disposal. Okay, fine, they leveled up. That was a fine show of strength, fine enough to impress the meek into following you, I dare say. Very good. Now follow me. We are not far now. I keep forgetting that you are now able to use the mount button while moving. It is not something I'm used to after being forced to stop for so long. Here we are. I've heard the stars are breathtaking from this vantage. In Ul'dah, they would charge you to view the sky from a place like this, as if there weren't enough hands grasping at our coin purses. Let us wait a while and see if the stories are true. What could this mean? She is dressed a little bit like an astrologian. Indeed, it is every bit as beautiful as they say. It was a worthwhile trek, wouldn't you agree? The light from those stars traveled all the way from the edge of the firmament, obstructed by nothing on its journey, free. I believe people have the same capacity, each of us a star unto ourselves, the light of our lives illuminating the farthest reaches of the heavens. Blink. Ah, yes, you've passed, by the way. I knew I wanted you with me soon after our first meeting. Friends and allies gravitate towards you, don't they? I can tell. And so, to honor your induction to my inner circle, I shall award you with an artifact of power unequaled. Sukura, remembering she's supposed to smirk. Here's what I'd like to say. Unfortunately, my stock of magical objects has been much depleted as of late. Aww. Are you truly so crestfallen? I suppose I cannot fault you for staying true to your ambitions. The artifacts wielded by the previous cadre were purloined from across the continent of Tyrol, where they were enshrined as objects of great power. Alas, we had greater need of them. Mine, however, came into my possession long before that. After I was exiled, I traveled the world to seek a place that was truly free. Disillusioned by every nation I set foot in, I eventually crossed the ocean to Tyrol. In the remote outskirts of Jacques Tyrol, I came across an ancient and forgotten ruins, and within I encountered the spirit of a Yakui who called himself the Wise One. I asked the Wise One where I might find freedom, and he told me this story. When I yet lived, my people ventured into Jacques Tyrol, but before we could settle here, a terrible sickness struck, and one by one many lost their lives. I sought a way to conquer this affliction, crafting an instrument that could harness the powers of mighty beasts. Thus was the first treasure created. Alas, I was too late to save my brethren, yet I knew I could save the others from our fate, and so I traveled across the land, bestowing the treasures upon struggling tribes. I wish to create a place where people bereft of a home can live as they wish. I just noticed a ham-fistedly heroic voice as the subtitle. Such a treasure could help me realize this dream. Dramatically wise voice. Your conviction is plain to see that is true. 5 treasures I have bequeathed, but there is one which remains sealed away. Its power is far too dangerous. Oh wait, she's... Okay, I see what's... My conviction means I can wield it responsibly. I beg you, bestow the treasure upon me. My words must have swayed him, because the spirit's final act was to honor me with the relic before disappearing. I will use the power entrusted to me to shatter the rules that stifle us. That is why I created the Passage of the Unbound. Solemn nod. And now you are one of its leaders. Stand by my side, and together we shall release the people of the world from their chains. Don't just pan up to the moon. That's really suspicious to me now. How much of that story do I think is legit? I give it a 50-50 on either legit or she just found the artifact and made up the rest of it. Like she just found it sitting there and grabbed it. Or that is entirely true. That's my current thought. I did not initially intend to spend so much time in these wastes. Do ensure you master the pose I showed you. Although I have only recently invented it, I expect every member to be capable of striking it at a moment's notice. With that, I cordially welcome you to the Passage of the Unbound. Pose of the Unbound. It would be very funny if this ended here. The smirk behind it. Hee hee hee. This random monster in the background being like, what are they doing over there? Never mind. I'm gonna leave now. Now that the night sky has energized us, it's time to take action. Whoa.
Behold, my super evil pose. Nya.
I was surprised. Our goal is no less than to see every nation of the world crumble, yet we must start somewhere. I was struck by how much had changed during my most recent visit to Tyrol, when I gathered the first group of my chosen leaders. At the time I encountered the Wise One. Yeah, she was blue during that. No ruler had united the continent under one banner. Uncertainty was in the air, but so was the scent of freedom. I'd never seen a place quite like it. So much did it intrigue me, in fact, that I adopted a Shatona name for myself. Yet now that same freedom that I found so appealing is bound by the restrictions of state, and each day that passes, those binds grow tighter. That is why our first course of action shall be to return Tyrol to what it once was, to liberate it from the tyranny of Tuliolo. While my previous leaders were avatars of self-indulgence, they never quite grasped the concept of overthrowing a nation. It falls to us to set a precedent for future leaders to follow. Go to Tyrol and get the lay of the land. Venture to Huatsatawi in Shaloni and rendezvous with my enforcers at the local tavern. You may await further orders there. Her scheme has been laid bare. You should report the scheme. You know, I bet Wuklamat would have a great time like playing along with pretending to be overthrown. My instinct for what that looks like is like Sucro and Wuklamat get into an extremely obviously fake, like more than usual wrestling match. And Sucro somehow does some sort of wrestling move on her and she goes, "Oh no, my throne!" Or something to that extent. Even though Sucro is like way smaller than her. And then they both just like turn and look at Upyahi expectantly. That's basically what would happen, I think. Sucro, you are returned! Were you able to track down Upyahi? I see. Her methods for testing the mettle of her would-be leaders are as unique as the candidates themselves. Yet learning that her next target is Tuliolo only makes this sinking feeling in my stomach worse. Questioning Edel? This revelation doesn't come as a complete surprise, you see. We've heard whispers of a plot against the city, and I've been aiding the Landsguard with investigating leads. While you were abroad, some familiar faces showed up to lend a hand. Oh, speak of the withdrawal. Everyone is here. I don't remember the voice I gave to any of these characters. Right, the archer who needed glasses. When Brook Evu sent word that you meant to pursue Upyahi, we were eager to join the hunt. Yet right when we were arranging a ship to cross the ocean, we spied a suspicious group disembarking at the port, and decided we might better aid you by tracking their movements. They claimed to be looking for work and obtained permission to travel to Shalani. Yet upon arriving, they went to work of a different sort, asking anyone they could find about Tuliolo and the inner workings of its government and defenses. We're not bothering the people of Shaloni. They loaf about in Hutsatawi. The master of the tavern there said the group spent long hours talking to other patrons, rarely ordering a thing and going on about some plan. Clearly they are the enforcers Upyahi mentioned. We need to find out what they're planning and how Upyahi's treasure fits into the picture. Then we can figure out how to stop them. Let's split up. If these enforcers are as talkative as they seem, I'm sure it won't be hard to eavesdrop. Let me help too. I have an idea that might make things easier. But it requires Sucro to aid us. I hope you can oblige. Leave it to me. Then it's settled. Loshkana, Tepeke, and I will work to uncover the nature of Upyahi's treasure. These link pearls should make it easier to communicate. I bought them from a foreign sailor. I knew they'd come in handy sooner rather than later. Alright, once we've discovered something, we'll meet you at the Aetheryte Plaza in Hutsatawi. I'll get used to saying that eventually. Now then, follow me and I'll tell you about this idea of mine. What clever plan does she have in store? I have something that will make our job a lot easier. The Dreamweave Cocoon. The village elder understood how much it means to me to bring the unbound to justice for their crimes, and entrusted me to do so once and for all. You've met this Upyahi in the flesh, yes? That means you can use the cocoon to imitate her. It can do that? I was ready to use stealth and deception, but this will make getting the information we need much easier. My thinking exactly. But it will all be for nothing if Upyahi reaches them before we do, so let's make our way to Hutsohawi at once. Hutsatawi. Almost. Wonder where the Unbound are. Could be anywhere. You probably don't even need the treasure to fool up Yahi's underling. I've seen firsthand how skilled you are at the art of disguise. I took a peek inside and saw a few rough-looking types who didn't sound Turali gathered around one of the tables. Doubtless they're our targets. There's no one fitting Abyahi's description, so she probably hasn't arrived yet. This is our chance. We can hear everything from out here, so we'll keep watch in case Abyahi makes an appearance. If she does, we'll call you on Link Pearl. Alright, Sucro. Take the Dreamweave cocoon in hand, and in your mind's eye envision that wicked woman. Transformation tutorial. Behold, it's me. Oh, boss! Wait, you told us not to trust anyone, even yourself. If you are who I think you are, then do the pose. We've all got sore arms from practicing it so much. Of course. I would gladly do the pose. No one but you could strike a pose half as inspiring. We've been waiting, boss. Gormless Thug. Now that you're here, that means it's time to mobilize, right? You remember what the plan is, right? Of course, boss! We each memorized a different part to make sure we don't forget it. We'll launch our attack from the gates of Tuliolo! Cerulean barrels will blow it to bits in a fantastic explosion. And Elleret's concoction will give us the strength to crush the Landsguard like ants. This plan seems pretty pathetic. A simple plan for simple villains, don't you think? Keep pressing them for information, Sucro. And what is my role in the attack? Raising her hand. What'll you be having? Wait, is this a callback? Your finest libations to lift our spirits. Oh, that's quite funny. What? You're actually ordering something? You told us the free don't have to spend coin just to sit at the table. Sucro, we see the real Abyahi approaching. We have to buy time. Keep the henchmen talking. Voices are all over the place. I need more practice. Ah. But it'll be really funny if there's two of her right here. You there, excuse me. I wouldn't go in here. The drinks are more water than spirit. Is that so? Well, good thing I'm not thirsty. No, the food. There's no food either. They've sold every last dish. What? They have the gall to remain open? greed run amok indeed. Luckily, I wasn't planning on ordering anything. I'd rather die than become a paying customer. Have you no shame?
Clown!
Get another one of those in there. Well, you see, it was clearly just a test. There was something else? I didn't think there was. You were supposed to shore up our numbers, right? You said that artifact of yours would give us an army. Well, did it? Sucro, get out of there! She's coming in! You just walk down the stairs normally. This will go well. Okay, it's fine. Oh, you're already here. You move quickly. The framing of the shot accidentally makes it look like Sucro is wanted, because the wanted poster has like a passing resemblance to her. Well, that means we can get started all the sooner. Once Tuliolo succumbs to our wrath, together we shall celebrate the return of true liberty to Tyrol. Now, see to your preparations and join us upstairs. We strike when I give the order. Well, hold on. I have to immediately go back in there. Of course they're up here. I had preparations of my own to make on the way here, hence my delay. Return here when you've seen to yours. You're a new leader? Mustn't have been easy to pass up Yahi's tests. If you have our respect, you have ours. They suspect nothing. Somehow. She's even more devious than I imagined. I can scarcely wait to see her in shackles, but I know a hasty misstep can quickly lead to ruin. That was close. I don't know what would have happened if we were found out. We couldn't hear what you were saying while we were trying to distract Apiahi. Did you get anything we can use? That's great. Chintuawa and the others have just arrived themselves. Let's go meet them. Quick, Sucro, teach everybody that you helped in these quests the pose so that we can do it back at them ironically. Or like as a bit. Everyone's always hiding in weird spots around buildings today. Well, we are somewhat unfamiliar with the world outside Jacques Tarol. We were able to gather some information which should be of use. I heard you transformed into Abiyahi herself. The very powers of the treasures never cease to amaze. The cocoon is safe with me. I wonder how their search went. I'm realizing also that, like, most of this crew here is color coordinated with their role actions, or like role colors, I think. Or like at least the role that you have to be for their quests. if I remember any of this correctly. I don't remember which one was the... I think the one in green is the healer, anyway. I heard you ran into Apyahi at the tavern. Tell us everything that happened. I see. Her plan is to strike at the Tuliolal from the Shaoloni side. Then we can focus our defenses there. You said our minions spoke of an army being summoned by your treasure. That matches with the story we heard. It was told to us by one of the Vipers. We hope their expertise in tracking deadly beasts such as the Taral Vidral, the very source of our treasure's powers, might provide insight on the capabilities of hers. Healer was not the Mamulja? Okay. Fair enough. Apparently, they received reports that creatures across Tyrol were falling under the thrall of a Shatona woman. Even the most feral of beasts obeyed her like a docile lamb. She did make a worm spin. Well, we now know what our enemy is capable of. I've heard that some animals hunt by hypnotizing their prey with sound, smell, or even magical energy. Perhaps the Taral Vidral, whose essence lies in her treasure, was one of those, but it's difficult to say which. Even so, we know Apyahi's plan and the threat we face. We can prepare for whatever she might throw at us. We'll cut off her advance at Zorgor the Boundless. It'll take everything we have to drive her back, but if we fight as one, neither her nor her beasts will take a single step into Tuliolo. Group nod. I'll stay here for a while and keep an eye on things. If Apyahi makes a move, I'll contact you at once. Can you tell Ra Majun what we've learned? Leave it to me. This epilogue is a fair bit longer than the other one, which I expected, but I didn't really have any specific expectations about this one. Also, fascinating next main scenario quest title, by the way, I just noticed. A glimmer of the past, huh? She's bringing an army of beasts to our doors? There's so little time to prepare. And if the treasure can bend ferocious beasts to its will, we must consider the possibility that it can be used on people too. I'll bring this information to the Landsguard at once, that they may begin readying the city's defenses. I know neither you nor they will let a single citizen come to harm. This is it, Sucro. With any luck, Apyahi and her cronies will soon be languishing in cells. You said Tintuawa was keeping watch in Hutsutawi, right? I suppose no news is good news. News time. Apyahi and her minions are preparing to depart. It's time, everyone. We make our stand before the gates of Tuliolo. And here I was hoping that Apyahi would turn herself in. Well, I suppose she'll just have to be brought in by force. She might have that treasure, but she doesn't have our allies, and she certainly doesn't have you. Today we stop the Unbound, and tomorrow we'll welcome a dawn in Tuliolo free of their shadow. Oh yeah, I have this. Of course. Mountain Roulette is a very silly button. Here I go. I saw the Unbound leave Hutsatawi. They should be here any moment. If our guess about the treasure's power is correct, this will not be an easy fight. My bow will aim true, I promise. I can't fight, but I have medicine at the ready. I'll help however I can. Well, even if she's not the healer quest, she's still the healer equivalent in the group and wearing green. Although the circumstances that brought us together were less than fortunate, I am confident that in the end we'll be stronger for them. We won't allow the passage of the Unbound to wreak havoc on Tuliolo. Today, Apyahi and her ilk answer for their crimes. Time to defeat the clowns. They're here. We knew you were coming, Apyahi. You and your gang of thugs won't be going any further. There's the tumbleweed. So you've chosen to join the other sheep, have you? How disappointing. I offered you so much more than the life of a lapdog. Villains like you don't deserve freedom, or I never intended to fight by your side. I never intended to fight with you. Well, fight by your, you know. Of course you would say that. You are Eorzea's savior, after all. Well, I'm a cat. Ah, so you knew. I knew it from the moment I saw you, and I suppose now you're asking yourself why I was so forthcoming with my plans. I wanted you to see what we fight for, to realize the beauty of true freedom, and devote yourself to the pursuit of it as our ally. Alas. Your allies only follow you because the treasure has them in its thrall. No one would willingly follow such a reckless leader. Interesting. You think I have the power to command others against their will? Well, don't you? Ah, you are far more foolish than I believed. I would never rob anyone of their freedom. She's gone. Not gone. Here. Look! Beasts approach from the Tuliolin side! But how? We committed too heavily to this side, and now she strikes at our blind spot. We must open the gate! The path to a new tomorrow lies ever before us. We need only be brave enough to walk it. Leave this lot to us. You tend to the others. I don't know why they have this voice. I don't know why I criticize my own arbitrary voice acting decisions so often. I don't know what the deal is with this tiny mushroom. Anyway, let's see how this goes. Yeah, that makes sense. We have to take care of these beasts before going after Apyahi. Over here, Sucro. They're all uncanny. As I feared, my creatures cannot live up to the real thing. How about this? That's the creature Upyahi was riding. I'm assuming I could not have, like, shielded Tepeke. Attacking from above, devious! Leave the skies to me. The rest of you focus on the big one. Oh, I can't actually shield them a little bit. A tenacious lot, aren't you? Well, I suppose I wouldn't want you to fall too quickly. There are so many, but we'll persevere. I can smother them in flames. Lend me your protection. Scheming, are we? Don't think I'll allow you to do as you please. Crush them underfoot. My poor pitiful pets! They all like burst into blue mist, so I cannot rely on numbers alone. Keep them distracted, my darlings. We'll be fine. Go after Upyahi. Like this way? Behold the fruits of my travels across Tyrol. Don't think you've won yet. You're strong to be sure, but so is this! Send your worst, I won't lose. Don't hold back, my medicines will keep you upright. Limits are just more rules to be broken. That doesn't look good. Worry not, get behind me and you'll be safe. You survived that? Ah, even bugs squirm before they die. This time I'll finish things. As stubborn as the mud stuck to my sandals. Yet that alone is not enough to... What? Something's gotten into them. She's like in the back cheering on their monsters. That's funny. I admit I may have underestimated you lot. And while defeating you would be quite the feather in my cap, the gates of Tuliolo are a much easier target. Wait! Curse you, she's making a run for it. Follow her, Sucro. Anything that would obstruct the free world I aim to create will be destroyed. Here comes Sucro. Must you insist on being a thorn in my side? Wrong button again. Very well, and I shall plant the banner of evil upon the corpse of Eorzea's hero, and the meek shall flock to me. She is good at speeches. Make my fervent desire manifest. Grant me the power to seize undying freedom. The architect, Abyahi. You know, I don't know what I expected. But it wasn't that. Go forth, my prickly punisher, and crush those who would bind us. What is this sudden dreadful feeling? Perhaps I haven't been sleeping as well as of late. Flames of the Falling Order, huh? Pathogenic power. Oh, they were all like bursting into spores and stuff this whole time. I see. That does explain also the mushroom. I didn't mean to use my invincibility a while ago, but I did. Impressive. I expected no less of you, but this farce ends here. Aw, man. Now smash her to a pulp! Wow, the Dawn Trail main theme. So you find comfort in fellowship. At least this will save me the trouble of killing you one by one. This is your moment, my pointy pugilist. It's getting even stronger. Sucro, right your back. Together we'll repel this foul creature. Keep going, everyone. What? How can you stand before the treasure's might? What are you? I'm a cat. Such power, power that would be welcome within the passage of the Unbound. Do not falter, my spiky soldier. Gather around Sucro, everyone. Can you withstand this? Spread out or we'll be swept away. You scurry about like rats. Pulverize them with this, my barbed barbarian. Wait, she's targetable now. Is this poison? Stay away from it. She just cast Flesh Boiling Punishment Lake, if I read that correctly. No, even my spiny savior has fallen. Yep, there it is. Flesh Boiling Punishment Lake. Having the main Dawn Trail theme play during this seems very funny. Blazing blaze of glory. I think it works because it's funny to have it play here. Also, it's really fun to hear it play during a fight in general. I'm not finished yet. I can replenish my ranks. Also, it does have the main battle theme of Dawn Trail in it, so that also kind of works. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Oh, it just shattered. It seems I must admit defeat. Yet know this, I do not believe the ideals for which I fought were misguided. Think back upon the leaders who came before you, those 5 self-serving souls who dared to live as they pleased. Yeah, they were all clowns. Each one the perfect image of liberty, yet ultimate perfection cannot be achieved without ultimate power. That is why we fought, why we became villains, to tear down the world's nations and their stifling rules so that the voiceless many may speak again. You harmed the many to accomplish this. Well, a lot of what you did harmed a lot of people, is the thing. Even if you allegedly targeted authority. What made you feel this way? Sucro has told you already, surely, that the exile that emboldened my hatred for meaningless restrictions also led to my awakening. I couldn't have known true freedom without it. And as I traveled the world, I noticed the same thing everywhere I went, that the many were bound by the few. In Britannia, citizens are discouraged from joining hands with their neighbors. In Ul'dah, merchants craft laws to exert their control over others. Even in Limsa Lominsa, once lawless pirates are made to bow to the state. Need I say more? The countless Ishgardians who were tricked into sacrificing themselves when their church fanned the flames of war. The people of the East whose entire lives are determined by outdated customs and mores. I had to go west to find what I sought. Here in Tyrol, I lived a life unbound. It is good that the pirates are normal. But, like, she does have a little bit of a point somewhere in there, of course. Or so I thought. After a terrible tragedy, I was forced to find a new home once again. Terrible? What happened? I can scarcely say it. I was asked to pay for my lodgings. Well. Pay? You mean you hadn't been paying all along? Why should I have to trade coin for a roof over my head? In my village, charging for something so essential was unthinkable. So long as one followed the rules, that is. For the first time since my exile, I questioned my path. I nigh convinced myself that taking care of my drunken sisters night after night wasn't so bad after all. Where did you live again? No, that doesn't matter. Surely if you can accept trading labor for housing, you can understand the reasons behind trading coin for it. No, money is just another rule that's used to control us. A rule that I won't accept. I was forced to live on the streets. In my tent I plotted. The rebellion would start with me and end with the authority of every nation in tatters. I mean, money does kind of suck, is the thing. Yet one day, after long hours of sowing discontent, I returned to find my tent gone. In its place stood a sign that read no vagrancy. The last thing you owned was gone in an instant. That couldn't have been easy. And yeah, like, that is anti-homeless behavior. That's, like, objectively not good. I can understand your perspective, Abyahi, but a world where everyone did what they pleased would soon fall to chaos. Laws are the only things which keep us from that. And I know firsthand what it's like to be bound by old rules, rules whose purposes are sometimes baffling. But you don't have to follow them blindly. If you're dissatisfied, you can work to change them. What you speak of, Abyahi, is not freedom, it is self-indulgence. So you're saying, if I change the law, I can do whatever I please? She's raising her hand again. Is someone gonna, like, show up from the distance and be like, hello, would you like to place an order? Not a word got through to her. Talking anymore would just be a waste of breath. It's time to put her in chains. This is all you're doing, isn't it? It's time you join the rest of your minions. I won't resist, but this isn't over. Those who share my vision will hear of this injustice, and they will carry on my legacy. The passage of the unbound shall remain open forevermore! Well, that... Finally, the Unbound are in chains. Do you think Itoka would be proud of us, of me? Judging by how her force was mostly composed of wild beasts, I take it that Byahi couldn't send many of her henchmen to Tyrol. Perhaps Virajan's resources have finally run dry. Freedom that harms others is no freedom at all. Living in a society has its challenges, but it allows us to support each other as a group. I knew anyone who admired Elaret would have twisted morals. But even so, I'm shocked by the depth of Byahi's depravity. What, because she didn't pay for her house? Her bravery was inspiring, everyone. Byahi is in the custody of the Landsguard, and her treasure is destroyed. Without their leader and secret weapon, the Unbound may well and truly be finished. We should return to Jabali of Tie and let Ralmajun know about our victory here. It would be very funny if she came back for the Beastmaster questline. If the Beastmaster questline was just the parade of, like, random antagonists from previous side quests, and, like, the guy from Bazio was also there. What was I in my inventory about? I mean, her Beast Mastery artifact is gone. So I don't know what she could actually, like, do. I heard all about your battle with the Passage of the Unbound. Leave it to you all to not only capture their leader, but do so without anyone in Tiliolo coming to harm. By the way, mages from the Wing of Protection inspected the remains of the beasts you fought. Their discoveries were surprising, to say the least. They weren't actually individual organisms, you see, but a collection of minute fungi that had taken the form of familiar creatures. The mages concluded that the Tyrol Vidral sealed within the treasure was likely once a fungi itself. This explains the sightings of a Byahi traveling with beasts of all sorts at her beck and call. She built her army by finding the fiercest creatures she could and recreating them with the power of the treasure. But you stood against that army without a shade of fear in your eyes. As a token of gratitude, you're all welcome to tacos on the house whenever you're in town. Speaking of which, I hear Tentoawa and the others will soon be returning to their respective villages. Goodbyes are always bittersweet, but I'm sure they'd love to speak with you one last time. Nod. I can't believe Sucro gets free infinite tacos forever now. This short time together with you has reminded me of Weisulm and Zerig. I wonder how they fare. Perhaps I'll write them a letter and find out. It seems my parents fell in love with the tacos here while they awaited my return from Thabnir. I'm sure they'd be happy if I brought some home with me. Every time I come to Sabali of Tie, I am amazed by all the different kinds of people gathered around its tables. I wish there was a place like this in my village. I want to spend some time in Tuliolo's markets before I return home. I've been thinking a spare pair of spectacles might be a prudent purchase. I neglected to mention this earlier, but I was able to convince everyone back home to stop relying on the cradle. My sleepless days are over, but I've been busier than ever. I've looked to Ishgard's Knights for inspiration on how to build solidarity among the villagers. We train together and take turns on watch, among other things. Lozanique no longer needs to spend her days abed and sometimes joins us in our drills. I admit this new life wouldn't be the same without her. A new life for which we both owe you thanks, Sucro. We'll keep striving to follow the example you set for us. My people have accepted the fact that we cannot always rely upon the heartstring, and even now train to build our natural resistance to various toxins. It took some time to figure out the right amounts to use, and I admit there were some close calls, but luckily the heartstring was at our disposal. Yet I believe that our strength lies in our ability to conquer hardship. I hope one day we can trust in our own abilities. That being said, it's been some time since I had a meal that wasn't laced with poison. I've forgotten how delicious food could be. During my time in Ishgard, I realized the cuisines of the world were as varied as its people. No doubt the prospect of discovering new delicacies adds excitement to your travels. The others will be glad to hear how key the Dreamweave cocoon was to our success. I know it seems Apyahi recognized you from the moment you met. It didn't make a difference, did it? It just reaffirms for me that you've more than earned your renown as a hero. I still aspire to be a hunter worthy of Itoka's legacy, and I know it will take a lot of time and a lot of hard work. For now, I'll focus on keeping my village safe, but I won't stop there. Keep your ears to the ground, Sucro, for sometimes you might hear the tales of Kuiki. A hunter true. Kuaiki? I forgot how you say that. Everyone was so brave. My heart always starts pounding when the fighting begins, but I didn't need to worry. Since I'm here in Tuliolo, I'll visit the market before I return to my village. Oh, I almost forgot. Pakulja sent me a letter. He said the authorities have taken his circumstances into account and decided to be merciful. He'll be released soon, and just as promised, my village will be the first place he visits. Everyone's looking forward to greeting him with open arms. If Kakulja agrees to be our protector, then we can come to Tuliolo more often. To think the origin of the treasures lies with the Yakui. Even with such dominating strength as they possessed, they still sought more when their very survival was at stake. My people were afraid of the apex and so sealed it away within our treasure. But over time, the treasure became as feared as the beast within it. Thus, we never considered using it as a tool to aid us. I've been training hard, and I hope that someday I can help my people view the treasure from a new perspective. It might take a while, but we'll get there. I'm already stronger than last time we met, right? You don't have to answer, but trust me when I tell you that we won't take the easy load like Verazan. Every bit of progress will earn through hard work. On that note, as much as I'd like to stay, I suppose we all have homes waiting for us. Let's say our farewells to Brook Evu and Ralmajun. Yeah, it is good, except I don't remember anything about any of their stories, so it doesn't quite work as well for me, but it's still good. I'm glad you got to catch up with everyone. Shall we bring this party to a close then? I may or may not end up taking it easy on voice acting in the future for a lot of characters. Trying to juggle all of these slightly different voices does add a lot of effort to the whole thing. Be well, everyone. Because I don't quite know what voice to give all these people. I'll bring Lozanique next time. I want her to meet the people who helped us. Stop by my village if you're ever in the region. I'll treat you to freshly hunted boar. Everyone get home safely. We'll meet again soon. I hope I was able to pay back the debt I owe you, only a little. If you ever need help again, you know how to reach me. Maybe I'll try voice acting with all the main characters or something, who are given a voice that I can attempt to sort of try to imitate. Who are these people in the back with very specific outfits? They don't look like random people. They had a whole bunch of bespoke combinations of gear. It was a long and trying road, but the treasures are finally back in their rightful places. And the passage of the unbound, with no one to lead their meager numbers, will fade into obscurity. I'm sure we'll hear no more of them again until we pan to the right with a bunch of clowns that just walked past in the background. Yep. They were important. Here's to peace in Tuliolo. That was the wrong guy. Here's to peace in Tuliolo. Rules? Basic social considerations? Who needs them? Those pathetic bastards don't even see the yokes around their necks. Did you see how nobly Epyahi fought? As long as I can remember that sight, I'll never turn away from the path she showed us. It's up to us to continue what she started. We don't need those artifacts to bring down nations. We'll find a whole new kind of weapon. The passage of the Unbound shall remain forever open, and will be there to guide others upon it. There's more of you? Criminals, over here! By the gods, run! We can't get caught here!
To the stars. Wait a moment, please. Feast, my emerald tablet. Weight of a pancake.
Destroy!
And then they ran in circles forever. Maybe don't meet in public at the taco place if you're gonna talk about destroying the state, is the ultimate lesson of this entire questline, I think. Moral of the story, don't plan to overthrow the government in public. No other moral. And thus, the role quest line has concluded. Tell me about the passage of the Unbound. The Landsguard told me why Epyahi founded her villainous organization, and what a story it is. A trivial, ridiculous story. Thankfully, without the treasures to rely upon, the passage of the Unbound has no teeth. No doubt the authorities of nations across the star will root out the remaining members, though I expect the organization will fade into obscurity soon enough regardless. Or so I'd thought, until more leaders gathered in this very place. Fortunately, they are apprehended almost immediately. Never again shall that abominable group trouble us. Never. How are things? They're fine. What about you? You have anything to say about this? No. Everyone loves tacos around here. Well, that was what I set out to do today, and it's been 3.5 hours. I think I'm satisfied with that, and I will wait to proceed into the 7.2 main story. Don't want to stay awake streaming too late. Ideally, I would be able to stream more often, so maybe eventually we'll actually get caught up. But I've learned not really, like, I can't really promise streams. How are my retainers doing? But yeah, that was the first Final Fantasy XIV stream in a while. Sucro is back. Well, at least a little bit. I hope to also continue Pokemon Mystery Dungeon at some point, And like, okay, Ariadne just like outright stole someone's carpet. I guess I shouldn't be surprised at this point. They've stolen every other part of a house, but yeah. Well, anyway, hopefully I can get to Mystery Dungeon at some point. Hopefully I can do more of this. Hopefully I can stream more in general. I have some art streams I could maybe do. I might just randomly stream more of Ring Racers. I don't know. Mostly I hope I can do anything. So we'll see. But yeah, this has been Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail 7.1 MSQ and some epilogues and so on. And next time on Dawn Trail, I can say this much for sure, will be the 7.2 MSQ. We're going to prioritize the MSQ from what's currently out and figure it out from there. I don't know what the next stream will be or when, but I know that the next Final Fantasy XIV stream will be 7.2. So, look forward to that, perhaps. I hope to see you there whenever and whatever the next stream is. And I hope that you have a good rest of your day and or night. And if you enjoyed the stream, tell people that you enjoyed the stream or push any of the funny buttons that look fun to push for you. But don't worry about it too much. But I appreciate your viewership. That's the important part. Thank you for pushing the Pet Calico button. She deserves it.
Hue shifted.
She's blue now. Well, I don't know if she deserves that part. That's not up to me. Anyway. Thank you all for watching. And good night, everyone.